Welcome to the No Stand Zone podcast. My name is Tiae, and it's always a pleasure to have you here from wherever you're listening to me from across the world. Yes, I can confidently say that wherever you're listening to me from across the world, I see that. I see you, whether you're listening from Australia or somewhere in Europe. I see it. So thank you very much for tuning in every single week and also downloading and also following on YouTube as well. Thank you for your subscriptions. And in any way you're supporting this podcast, thank you very much for either you're following us on Twitter or on YouTube, or you're sharing and liking our videos as well on Twitter. Thank you very, very much. I always want to start the show every week recognizing that all of this, the podcast would not exist and I wouldn't be able to keep going every week without knowing you guys are actually there. And the thing is, as passionate as I am about this podcast and what we're doing here, as important as I think it is, and as resilient and as I think I am when it comes to Afrobeats and African music, Nigerian music, and the success of our artists, and just my desire for them to fly and soar and be the best version of themselves, release good music, make money, make the bag, as all of that, as passionate as I am about all of that, and I want all of that to happen for our creatives and our artists in the industry, I don't think I would be able to go far without knowing someone is actually on the other end and supporting as well. I mean, I've been in that position before, actually. As crazy as that sounds, imagine waking up, imagine coming on every single week and you don't even know who's on the other side, whether you're being listened to, whether people are actually messing with your music, with your content. I've been in that position, and and as confident as I can say that I'm in myself and what I believe in everything we're doing here, that would still really get to me sometimes, knowing that, wait, are we actually going in the right direction? Are we reaching out to people? So knowing that you guys are there, actually engaging with what we're doing here, either following us on social media or sharing the videos, or you're liking, whichever way you're involved, I always want to recognize that I see you and we appreciate it. All right, because I believe that at some point, your DMs, I might not be able to read your DMs. Okay, you send me DMs. I mean, probably would take me a month to reply you. So before you get to a point where you need to book an appointment with me, you want to reach out to me now. But I'm just kidding. But thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. And please do not hesitate to share this with family and friends, those who you believe either need to know more about the African music, Nigerian music, just the industry in general, or folks you think have got strong opinions as well, and you like what we're doing here. You can share with friends and family as well. Let them get a different perspective, and we can build a community from there. Okay, I hope you had an incredible week, and you also had even a better weekend than I did. I mean, I'm a big soccer fan, so that, and I watch a lot of the Premier League and follow all of that. So if you're a soccer fan as well and you watched any of the games today, you probably know what side I kind of fall on. As a Manchester United fan, it's been a hard couple of I wouldn't even say years. It's been a difficult couple of I wouldn't even say months. I was about to say weeks, but it's been a difficult it's been almost like 10 years of just difficulty, like a decade of just being almost depressed. Sort of every single week you need to watch your team, but it always feels good. I always feel a lot better knowing that I'm going to be here with you guys, and we're going to be talking about some of the biggest news out of the Nigerian music industry. And as always, please do not hesitate to reach out to us if you have a different take, or you agree what has been discussed here. Please send me a DM on Twitter, is at Tiae Sound, Tiae Sound on Twitter, or just follow as well, or send a DM to the official Twitter handle for for the podcast is no stand pod, or just follow onto YouTube is the No Stand Zone podcast with Tiae on YouTube. It's like all of that, the No Stand Zone podcast with Tiae, that is on YouTube. So please do not hesitate to send me a DM, send me a message, let me know what you're thinking about any of the topics we talk about here. And if you feel like we're missing out on something, like I'm missing something, especially with the amount of new music that comes out every week in this industry, it is very, very easy to miss. And I try to cover as many as possible. We don't have all the time to just focus on music alone. You know, we talk about broader things here. It is not just album and music reviews. I try to dive into deeper topics, and I try to do once of that every single episode. We're gonna dive into that as well today, talking about albums, and just and where the industry is today, or where the sentiment is today with our artists and their albums. I'm going to be talking about that later on in the show once we get through some of the reviews and what I think about them. So do not hesitate to send me those songs as well. If there's a song you think you need me to listen to and like you really like or you don't like, share it with me. Just send it to me on Twitter as well. Send me the song via DM. I will take a look at it and get back to you. I don't. For me, it's easier, right? Some people let me. What am I trying? How do I put this? Some people find it hard to listen to songs, right? Where they're like, oh, you give them the music and like, oh, I have a new song or check out this song. Some people find it hard, but I actually love new music, like new songs. The fact, like sometimes I even get goosebumps knowing that I'm about to listen to a new song from a particular artist, whether I even like the artist or not, but just knowing that this is new, it has not existed before. I'm about to hear something I haven't heard before. It gets me excited. Even sometimes I'm more excited about that than songs that I really, really like and I'm about to listen to them again. So I for one, I'm always someone looking forward to Fridays, looking forward to artists releasing new music, new songs, new projects, so we can at least I can listen to, and I just have a thing with that. So do not hesitate to send me your song. I will for sure. I can promise you right now. As you know, this is not a full-time thing, but I can give you my word that if you send me any like song or anything to listen to, right now I'm still always open to that. I will listen to it and give you my honest take on any of all those, any of the music or project you actually send to me. And the thing is, as I even noticed this, it just occurred to me, not that I haven't really noticed it, but it just occurred to me this past week, that you would be surprised how hard it is for a lot of people to be objective while listening to music. It is not a very common thing. And I'm sure most people don't even realize that they're biased when they're doing that. It is difficult for a lot of people to do that, especially people that are in the industry. And if you've been listening to this podcast long enough, I've shared with you that I hear a lot of, oh, this next project, especially from people in the industry, like, oh, this artist is this next project is going to be this. And I'm like, how do you listen to this? And this is what you come out with this, review or this conclusion. Like if you just understand music, there is no way you're listening to this project and this is what you're coming up with. And you just and anytime I come up with a different perspective on things, explaining that at the beginning, that this is more than just, oh, an artist sold whatever, or there are tons of people vibing to the song. It doesn't necessarily mean, the artist has a great album or is put together a great project, right? And the thing is, most people hear that and they get defensive, right? And that's why I'm really, really confident about what we do here, that like I can beat my chest and say we are very, very objective here. And it looks like, or it feels sometimes like I'm repeating myself, but I think it needs to, for everyone who listens to this podcast, I need you to get that and understand that there is no amount of money you're going to pay me to give you a different take on an album than how I like I feel deep down about a project. Like I don't even know. I don't know how you're gonna pay me to do that, right? Because the thing for me, it's I don't want to say black and white, but it's clear for me. If the song is good, it's good. If it's not good, it is not good. Sometimes I know there's a middle ground in the sense that one part is good and there's something about us. Like, but either way, I feel like I can confidently say I'm one of those very, very few people that, yeah, out there who it's not like clouded by what they feel or their personal feelings about certain artists. And I think I've shared on here before that there are artists that, I mean, I don't know these artists personally. Let me first of all start there. And I'm happy it is that way. Honestly, I'm happy it's that way, right? It makes the job even easier, right? The podcast is not based on whether a certain artist likes me or like what we do here, right? So I love that, right? So I might not even like an artist, let's say, what they do outside of the music, right? Or who they are or their behavior or whatever it is. But if it's time to review the music, for me, it is so easy to detach all of that personal or what I think about them personally, like their morals and all of that, and just listen to the music and tell you if this is good enough or not. And a lot of people are not able to do that in the industry today. Very, very few people are doing that today, right? And I think I've mentioned it here before. One of the things that grinds my gears is that it's like everybody's song is hot. Everybody's album is the best album. Every A-list album released is one of the best albums in the year. Like, what are we doing? Right? So once you just even hear that all the time, it's like that tells you what you need to know, already. Right? And that even brings back what I was talking about a few weeks ago. You guys should go check it a few episodes back, where I was talking about the decline in the quality of albums. And I mentioned that on a space, and there were still people who could not see that because there's just no artist has gone on a run of all your projects are just better than a previous one. Like, I know that doesn't even exist for any artist, where let's say you release 5 projects and every project has been, all of them, like the most recent one has been better than everything you've ever, like, just statistically that doesn't even happen for anybody. But then when it is not just for one artist, but a whole, like we're saying it with the industry, where everyone has been releasing project in the last 2-3 years, nobody's releasing their best work. Nobody with the more recent album is releasing their best work. Right? So I'm sorry I went on that rant. It kind of took us away from what I wanted to talk about, the review of the new music that just came out this week. But I mean, my take generally there is we're very objective here, has nothing to do with any of the artists, like personally or not. All right, we try to be objective here, and I think what we're doing here is very unique. It is not being done on any, like, content wise by any podcast or content creators online. What we do here, how we expand beyond just album reviews. Nobody is doing what we're doing here, and I really appreciate what others are doing, but I can as well recognize that we have a special space here for what is being done. It is more than just, oh, this song knock and you're shaking your head, or you release a video and you're reacting to videos. Is way more than that here. But thank you very much for being here every single week. I just needed to get that off my chest. It just kind of hit me, and I'm like, nah, I need to get that off real quick. So let's get into some of the new songs that came out this week. Oh my goodness. If you've been listening to this podcast real quick, you know that I've been waiting. I have been not just waiting, I have been what's the word I'm looking for now? I have been canvassing, knocking on doors, knocking on the internet, screaming for anybody who would hear me about this lady Morravey, who I think is one of the most talented new acts out there, even general, one of the most talented female artists we have today. And guess what? I didn't even know she was coming out with new music. I just went to New Music Friday on my, on my Spotify, and it was right there. I was like, wait, what? Morravey has 2 singles out, and I didn't even know. Wait. What is going on here? I was so excited. I stopped. A song was playing at that time. I just put it off. I'm like, no. I need to listen. And the thing is, she doesn't disappoint me. She is a talented artist. Like, I didn't feel any form of nervousness to like, oh, I hope the song is good, right? It is just, at this point with her, it is just about kind of getting the song right. I think she's really talented. She can spot if, I trust her enough to spot if the song isn't good enough, and probably do something about it before it's ever released, right? I'm just so super excited. Shout out to Morravey, to New Music, Ifeneme, and Upstanding. And you know how I feel about her, as well as just the potential I think she has. These 2 songs, I'm excited about it. And the thing, it goes back to kind of like my feeling that, how is it that these 2 songs even came out and there was no promotion, there was nothing, there was no announcement, I didn't see any video anywhere? Why would you even do that to this girl? She's so talented that I'm wondering why there is no sort of like marketing budget behind her. She hasn't released music in almost like a year. When did she release the EP? November. Yeah, almost a year. This is end of September, and is when she's releasing the next one. I think for a new act, we should have gotten some sort of extended play to this EP, like some sort of deluxe. Everyone is doing it now. She's a new act. We need to get her song, we need to get her music out there as soon as possible, like more music out there, right? That right now she probably should be thinking about an album. Like, she should have had a couple of singles, a couple of features by now, right? But I mean, 2 singles out that I know about, I'm taking it any time of the day. These 2 songs, I prefer Upstanding, and I think it's takes from I can't remember the song right now, but I think it's a sample or something of a song that already exists, a Fuji song that was already by an artist. I can't remember right now. I don't know. It skipped my mind right now. But Upstanding and Ifeneme, 2 singles out right now by Morravey. I'm excited for her. The fact that she even has music out right now, I'm excited. I'm adding both of them to my playlist. They've been added already to my playlist. I think she's got a very powerful voice, a unique voice. There's so much to be excited for her as an artist. Just so much to be excited for. To be excited about when I talk about Morravey. So I'm seeing this, and I'm hoping that there's an album behind this. There's some sort of marketing budget as well behind this. I think she is worth the whatever amount you want to spend, whatever budget it is or resources you want to point into her career. I think it is worth every single amount you want to pay. I think she's also got the charisma to build fans as well. Like, I think she's got that, there is an aura about her, I think, that can get people on their feet and following her, at least at the beginning. I mean, even if that is not the case today, that has to be the goal, right? It is not about some sort of world domination. It is about getting to the fans, getting as many fans as possible, and going on tour as soon as possible, or as soon as you possibly can. The moment you realize that you have enough following out there, go for it. So I'm 100% behind her. I think she's got a very unique voice. She's obviously talented as well. I want to see more on the branding side, right? For her, I think for especially for female artists in Nigeria, it's usually a very tricky one. I will be honest with you, because usually, I mean, outside of, I will say, maybe Asha every other artist is usually like the similar brand, and hopefully we get past where the only brand for female artists, like stereotypical, has to be, oh, you need to look sexy or you need to look a certain way, where the artists can just be themselves, right? And then they're able to, I think, better express themselves as artists and be better for it in the long run, right? So I'm excited for Morravey. This 2 songs out. The fact that songs are out, or even it's good news, and it's a home run for me. So who else released music? DJ James. So this guy's actually a DJ, I think, from the UK. He's not African or any of that. But he's been really good with the culture, right? He's a DJ, like does a couple of spins. He's open for artists, and I think he's also done his own personal like Afrobeats themed parties or something as well. So I mean, he's pretty known in the industry. He's done good for himself. He featured King Madi on this song titled Love Me, similar to what she did with DJ Neptune on the song titled Honest. She killed it. Like, this lady cannot do any wrong. She cannot do wrong right now. It is like home run every time she's on a song. Home run every time she's on a feature. It's whether it's hers or feature. She cannot do any wrong right now. I love this track. DJ James, King Madi. It's like, if you want a good song right now, it is go get King Madi. I think that's just the way it is. You're not gonna. It's not a flop. You're not gonna get a flop with this lady, just because she knows, not just knows how to sing, she knows how to use her voice to capture you and draw you into the song. So it is almost impossible to listen to her like passively, because she does a lot with the voice and the tone and the texture of her voice, that you every time you're listening to her, it's like active listening. You're drawn in. You can't just passively listen to her. It's just always a beautiful thing every time she's on a track. So DJ James, I think this was a cheat, having the King Madi on the song. This is a brilliant track. I listened to it a couple of times since Friday. This is a really good one. There's nothing much to say. If I go on talking now, it will be another King Madi podcast. So beautiful track, DJ James, King Madi, Love Me. One of my favorite releases for sure this week. Another artist that I have spoken about on the pod as well, her name is Nana Fofie. I spoke about her a couple of weeks ago. I spoke about her project that was released in 2023 titled Life is Better Now. Did I say on the pod, or I tweeted? I think I put out a tweet about this project, which is just incredible. By the way, if you haven't heard this one, you need to check it out. It's titled Life is Better Now. Her name is Nana Fofie. I really admire her. She's like an Afro R&B artist of Ghanaian descent. Beautiful voice she's got, commanding as well. She's also got that way of captivating you and drawing you into the music. She's got that kind of voice as well. She has a new single out titled Runaway. I love it. I really do like it. I mean, and another thing with folks like her, Nana Fofie, King Madi, they are holding it down for the Afro R&B right now. These two artists are holding it down for Afro R&B right now, especially female artists. I mean, there's Tiae Savage there as well, but she's more pop leaning. But with Nana Fofie, King Madi holding it down. Every time I listen to these ladies on a record, they're always drawing you in. They're giving you more than just a record. it's like every single time they're giving you an experience that goes way beyond just the lyrics they're singing, or whatever they're singing about, and they know how to get you. Right? I don't know how else to describe it. They know how to get you, how to draw you into the music, basically. So I when I saw that she has got a new release out, it was so I felt so good. I couldn't wait, and it did not disappoint. I really do like this song, titled "Runaway." And the thing is, with most of our pop artists, there's usually that desire to kind of slow the music down as well when you're trying to maybe release a project that makes it almost sound R&B ish, in a way. But with these two ladies, Nana Fofie, King Madi, they're doing the real thing. It's more than just slowing down the music and singing softly. This artist, both of them, give you way more than that. So shout out to them. Both got new music out with Nana Fofie titled "Runaway," with King Madi on a feature with DJ James on the song titled "Love Me." All right, so this artist I'm about to speak about right now, his name is Obi Original. So I don't think I've ever spoken about him before. Now, most of the artists we talk about here on the pod are Nigerian, Ghanaian, West African descent, and most times, most of the artists are they're on the continent, right? Most of them are either in their hometown, Ghana, Kenya, and the likes, right? And Nigeria as well. Most of them are in Africa. At times we have folks who are outside, like Nana Fofie I spoke about, DJ James, of course, not resident in the country. We have folks like NSG in the UK, right? But then we have other artists who are Nigerians as well, but who are based in the US. And not many artists today are in mainstream conversations and are not like heavily like involved, especially in the country, in Nigeria or on the continent. It's a different ball game. It's harder to get the attention because you're not physically where the culture is, or where the cultural currency is being made. So it makes it a lot harder if you're either like Afrobeat artist or you do any form of Afro, whatever it is, and you're outside of the continent. It takes a lot to get the attention of people in the industry. Now, I haven't heard Obi Original being spoken about in mainstream conversations ever, right? But he is resident in the US, and I've known him not personally, just been following his music for a minute now. And I have to say that I am really impressed with how far he's gone. Now, he's been able to gather a decent following, where he's able to have shows where people show up for him. And I'm talking about reasonable crowd where people show up for him. It's just him. It's not like, oh, maybe he's just opening for. So I think he's opened for artists who have showed up in the States, but I can't recall any of like the specific artists now. But I follow him. I have been following him on Instagram for a long time. And I can say that he's got a really decent following. He's been able to build that for a long time, and it's hard because how do you cannot rely on streams and all of that, because I mean the folks who are getting all of that will be the artists that are known, especially to Americans and all of that, right? Those are the people that will most likely be you want to get to, those who are in the States, right? But I don't know how he's done it. Hopefully, maybe one day we would have him on the pod, actually speak to him and hear what his experience has kind of been like for him being an African, I would say, or a Nigerian artist in the diaspora making music, what has that experience been like? That would really be an interesting one to know, how he's been able to scale through hoops and where he is today or where he sees himself today. That will be really interesting to see. But he's got this new music out titled Egwu Amala. Dude, this title kind of really, really messed me up. If you're a Nigerian, you know this, that it's like mixing Igbo and Yoruba in the title of the music. I don't know what he's doing, but the music is pretty decent. I follow him, and he always, I think, the past year or 2 years, I would say, or maybe that's who he's always been. But since I've been following him, maybe the past 2 years, kind of following his music, he's always very focused on the like the high life and the live music band, like having a band and that kind of thing. And so this particular single gives that same Igbo high life, kind of feel to it. I can listen to this. I can listen to while just driving on the highway. This is a really decent listen. You guys should go check it out. His name is Obi, right? Space Original, featuring the Black Atlantics on this one titled Egwu Amala. And he also had an album, like a joint EP in 2022 with a guy called Keon Rose, I think, who's also based in the States as well. They released an incredible project that I really, really liked. You guys can go check it out as well. I mean, there are tons of African artists who are making even like the Afrobeats style of music, who are into R&B and all of that. It is a different ball game trying to get attention, because the industry in the countries where you are, they don't even care. I mean, for someone like Nana Fofie, who is based in Ghana, I know that for sure. Let me quickly find out where she is in the Netherlands. She said, yeah. She's based in the Netherlands, and I cannot even imagine what it is like trying to get your career as an African artist, like an Afrobeats or Afro R&B artist, in that kind of environment, right? So these guys are doing God's work. They're lifting. It's a lot of heavy lifting. So shout out to these artists, especially those who are trying to make it outside of the continent. Not a lot of conversation is being had about them, and I kind of understand partly why that would be the case today, because the ones within Nigeria have never even blow reach to the extent that we then want to recognize, or we have the bandwidth to recognize those in other parts, and just the infrastructure doesn't even exist strong enough to do that today. Imagine if we actually have some sort of like awards and stuff like that to recognize some of these artists. I'm sure they would appreciate it, because they're not getting any form of recognition wherever they are. I cannot imagine that there's some sort of Afrobeats recognition in Netherlands, right? I know they have even in the UK, let's say UK, I know they have stronger stuff in the, I wanted to say Canada for artists like Nonso Madi. I think he was nominated for a Canadian award, but it was more like R&B, right? So I mean, it's hard for these artists, talk less of in the US. Any of the artists that is going to be recognized will be the ones with great budgets and popularly known by everybody, right? It's going to be the Davidos and the Burners and Rema and the rest, right? So that's true. I didn't even take time to speak about him before now, but I mean, we're talking about it now. So you guys check out OB Original. He's got this new single out right now titled Egwu Amala. Just go check it out. It's a really decent really decent listen. What other new music came out this week? Kizz Daniel. if I talk about talking about this single, we're gonna go down a rabbit hole of some of my thoughts. But before we dive into his music, Reminisce, Nigerian rapper, actually released so like an EP this Friday as well that I've listened to. For those who do not know, Reminisce is an incredible storyteller. He is an incredible storyteller. He's a rapper, but his ability to tell stories, I always do like his work. Now, I don't think I spoke about his album from last year. Did we talk about it? I think we did on the pod, right? Let me see when this album was released. October of last year. Oh no, I don't think we've talked about it on the pod, but actually tweeted about it sometime last year, and just my thoughts around the album. I put it out last year, and it's just really incredible work from him. He is really good at this. He's definitely one of the best, still doing it. Like, he's still able to make himself relevant today. I mean, if you're a big fan of rap, and I'm not saying, no, let me take the word back. If you're a big fan of Nigerian rap, then you would really enjoy what he's got to offer. I needed to clarify that. And I know some people will feel a certain way. Not everyone who is a fan of rap actually appreciates the rappers who are actually doing it in Nigeria, or who are of African descent, because the structure of how they rap and the context of all this, it's like a different ball game entirely. It's like two different sport almost at this point. So I usually, especially with those who call themselves hip hop heads and all of that, I usually don't like having conversations with them, especially when we're talking about Nigerian rap. I mean, there's been conversations about Odumodu Black and people having some disparaging things to say about such an incredible individual who is having the year, or who's been having like the best 2 years that any rapper has had, since M.I. Abaga. Since M.I. Abaga's first album. Like, he's having a great time the past 2 years, right? So Reminisce, obviously not like out there as popular probably as Odumodu Black is today, but if you're a big fan of incredible storytelling, he is definitely one. Like, it gives me chills every time I listen to, and I just don't listen to him. It's hard to just listen to his music one time, because he's telling a story usually, right? So I usually have to listen to it again and again and just take all of it in. He came out with a new EP, this one titled Sui Generis. I don't know what that means. I haven't done a quick deep dive kind of into the project to know what that means and all of that. It was just released on Friday. I probably will still come back to this project again, for sure. I will come back to this project for sure. Hopefully I remember, but I'll put it down. I will come back to this project. I haven't listened to it well enough to say this is what I feel about this song or that song, but yeah, I mean, he's got Vector on this one, Bad Boy Teams, also Bad Boy OML on this one as well. But generally, it's just an okay. The EP is okay. Like I said, I need to go back into it and just listen to everything he's actually talking about on this project to give a full kind of like review or my thoughts on this project. So another artist, like I mentioned, Kizz Daniel. Kizz Daniel has two songs out at the moment, and it's just interesting with him. I put out a tweet before I will connect both things. Trust me, I'll connect these two things together. So just guys, just follow me, okay? Just stay with me. I put out a tweet this past week, and it was talking about the current state of Afrobeats and it not being doom and gloom, right? That was from last episode, and I put out like a short clip of some of my thoughts on that. And one of the things I actually said is that, and I'll quote it. I said, "Afrobeat stands today not because we focused all on it, not because all we focused on was problems. It's because we've always embraced and worked through challenges, sought opportunities for growth, and stayed authentic. We've hit so many milestones to be proud of. Let's spend some time focusing on that as well." And what I want to focus on this is one of the reason that Afrobeats kind of stands so deeply rooted right now and still standing today is because we've stayed authentic for so long that even if the past year has been kind of shaky, the foundation is strong, right? We've stayed authentic for a long time, that there is a solid kind of foundation, or years of artists who have, kind of built a solid foundation, sort of. And one of those artists who have stayed authentic, that if we say, what does authenticity look like today, Kizz Daniel for sure is him. A lot has been said about him, how he makes music to sound a certain way. Is the music good is the question. And the music is good. And I said on a space this past week that moving forward, artists are going to have to recognize where their fans are and pander to their fans. Everything has got to be streamlined. If you are waiting, or your goal today is all you're thinking of is global domination, right? Global domination, and you miss the very few steps that are right in front of you, and all you're thinking of is hopping and hopping, you're gonna fail. The music industry, the way it is right now and moving forward, it is prime for those who are streamlining and feeding their fans, know where these people are, and just reaching out to them and building on what you have. And it's not like thinking small, it is thinking of your fans and staying authentic. Yemi Alade also is a definition of that. It is just, you have good music, you know what your fans want, and pander to them. She just sold out an arena in France a few weeks back, a couple of weeks ago. And I think Kizz Daniel is also that. Like, the past 3 years, he's had two of the biggest songs in the world with Tiae and what's the other one that I'm not able to get through quickly. For some reason it's just skipping my mind. Yeah, I mean, he's got really, like, with Cough as well, right? So he's had some of the biggest songs in the world back to back, and like I said, some of these songs are not really reflecting on the DSPs, but then they have great impact on the streets outside. So, I mean, he's been doing incredibly well for himself the past 3 years. Shuperu, another one, right? Like, he's been, some people will say, oh, but he knows what he's doing. Too busy to be big. He seems to be getting it right somehow, and people have a problem with, like, oh, he's always making mommy and daddy music. Well, that is his mommy and daddy music. He's been able to stand his ground and not be shamed into trying to form I can be, what's the word now? I'm versatile. He's been able to stay rooted and not be shamed into trying to do that. Which I think Ashake fell for. Kizz Daniel has stayed so authentic and so true to himself that the thing is, out, irrespective of the noise on the outside, who Kizz Daniel is today is who he is today, and he's just stuck to that. And the songs that he just recently released, I mean, proves that. He's got 2 songs out right now titled We Must, featuring Thyself, and he's got the second one titled Mahaba. And yeah, it's the same vibe. Like, it's the same mommy and daddy-ish kind of vibe. Like, you listen, it is not like fast-paced and for you to be jumping and all of that. It is just at the right pace enough for you to, move your body and just really enjoy the vibe, right? Now, and this Mahaba has got this northern Nigeria, the sound from northern Nigeria has been able to, he kind of infused it into the music. He's an incredible artist. He is an incredible artist. Is kind of what I will say. He is staying true to himself. And it's so ridiculous, some of the things that have been said. He's dumbing down. I don't know what dumbing down the music even means. If you're making music that people connect with, that is the height of what songwriting is. So I don't even know sometimes this conversation about Kizz Daniel dumbing the music down or making, that is what an incredible songwriter can do with the music, where you're able to connect with people. And Nigeria is so like fragmented in a way that very few artists are able to get everybody together with their music, not with the brand of who they are, with the music. Very few people are able to do that, where people don't even care about whether you're selling this or you're selling that. It is this music, they knock, this music hits, and we love it. He's one of the very few that can do that. So I'm usually thinking that this sort of criticism that people have of him, I'm looking at it as like, yeah, he knows how to write music for most, like the majority of the public that he believes he can connect to with his music. So when I hear Tiae, I'm like, yeah, bro, if go for it. When I hear Shuperu, I actually really like that song. People are like, oh, it is so corny. Yes. I don't know what dumbing down music means. If someone can have a chorus that says, baby, 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 oh, baby, 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 oh, baby, and that is the chorus. Justin Bieber with baby. Literally, that's the chorus. Baby, 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 oh, baby, 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 oh, baby, but thought you always be mine. And one of the biggest songs at the time. What are we talking about dumbing down music? What does that even mean? That tells me you're an incredible songwriter who knows how to write music for the public or the people, the majority of the public. And they're eating it. That is incredible songwriting there. That's what that means for all those people that are always talking about songwriting. Kizz Daniel is an incredible songwriter. That's what an incredible songwriter is able to do. That's the quality you're looking for in a songwriter. So we talk about authenticity. Yes, this is him. We talk about talent. Yes, Kizz Daniel. We're talking about staying original and staying grounded in who you are, irrespective of what the internet is saying. Yes, that is Kizz Daniel. One of the really special artists that we actually have today. Very special. Doesn't have to pander. And the thing is what I was talking about the other time, last week, and I spoke about it on the space as well. The people consuming the music today, especially Afrobeats and all of that, the people consuming the music are Africans, Nigerians on the continent and in the diaspora. The so-called foreign audience that are consuming this music or interacting with our music are like 1%. 1%. So making some sort of your music to sound Western doesn't do you any good. Ira Star, yes, I'm speaking about her album. That's exactly what that was. And you guys have seen it. They've moved away from the album. Every time you see her today, it is not about the music. Nobody's messing with the music. Your voice is not great. You're not the greatest dancer. And in the market that you're trying to pander to, the standard is just way above where you are today as an artist. At least today, not that you can't get there if you really want to work towards it and all of that, but where you are today as an artist is nowhere compared to the standard that exists, that like just the bare minimum for the like popular artists in your range. So you're not gonna, if your music is never gonna get there, it is also always gonna be in the Afrobeats category. You're never getting in the pop. You're never smelling that. You're never smelling the R&B. You're not smelling the alternative. The music doesn't even get you there. The quality of it doesn't get you there. The quality of the vocals doesn't get you there. The dancing doesn't get you there. So what we've been seeing is more of the brand side. And because she's an incredible, beautiful lady, yeah, they're working on that. Work with what you have. That gets you the attention. Then you can transfer to the music. But like I said, the music didn't do it. That album wasn't it. And as people were screaming, it's the album of whatever. Even they are not focusing on the music. We're not seeing anything from that album. Because the people they were trying to pander to, nobody cares about it over there. But this guy gets it. Majority of the people listening to that are vibing with your music today are Africans and people who understand your sound. Stay original, stay authentic to that. You're better to be known for that than you trying to be something you're not. And then they will still push you to the side in either way. Shout out to this brother, man. Shout out to Kizz Daniel. I think he's definitely one of the most talented artists in this country, in the Afrobeats or just generally in the Nigerian music industry. He's the most talented artist for sure out there today. He should be proud of how far he's come and everything he's been able to do. Everything he's been able to do. And lastly, on the review of projects, and we will dive into we're already really close to the hour mark here. But yeah, I will pick one more song that I heard this week, and I will do a deep dive into something I want to talk about, and I will connect the two. On this coming review I want to do right now. So Ladipoe has a new song out right now. The song is titled Compose. Released 4 days ago now, 3 days ago. Featuring Taves, one of the new artists that is out now. He's one of the new artists out there today. Ladipoe is a Nigerian rapper. With him, I'm not sure I know what is going on with him, because it's always been like more of singles. The last time he released an album was 2018. I'm going through his page right now. The last time he released a project is 2018. That's ridiculous. And he signed to a major record label with talking about Maving. Oh no, okay, he had an EP in 2021. Oh, that would have been strange. So like, wait, that was an album. Okay, so the last time he released an album was Yeah, the last time released an album was 2018 from what I'm seeing here. Give me a minute. Oh, he's been actually releasing EPs. My bad. My bad. So he released an EP in 2021, another one in 2020, and then the one from I think 2018. Now, but then I mean the thing is this for him, most of the way he's been able to get recognition hasn't been from his project, right? As someone who dives into this project as often as possible, everything that has kind of gotten him, like what has made him stay relevant even right now, has been his singles. I'm talking about probably his biggest single to date with Feeling, featuring Benson. I mean, Benson killed that one. He also did. I mean, he's got a couple of singles that have also been really successful. One titled Running. He's also where he featured Fireboy. Another single he featured See titled Know You. So he's been known really for really good. Really, he's got at least three successful three successful singles so far, and the top of the list there would be Feeling, with Buju probably being his most successful, and that's kind of like we've known him for. I haven't listened to any of the projects where I was kind of and I haven't listened to the 2018 album, to be honest with you. I haven't listened to the 2018 album, and it just I've known he's just been really popular with the singles. Honestly, yeah, he's been more of the EPs. My apologies, just trying to quickly dive through that now. Yeah, but he's been, let's not focus really on that. He's definitely one of the biggest rappers out there that Nigeria's got to offer, for sure. Really talented artist. He featured this new artist known as Taves in this most recent release on this song titled Compose. But my conversation today is not really on Taves. It's not really on Ladipoe, but on the artist that he has actually featured on this one, title known as Dave. So Ladipoe featuring Dave on the song titled Compose. I'm kind of like indifferent about this one. There's nothing really excites me on this one. But I want to talk about Taves, because I don't think I've spoken about him in a while. And I won't do a deep dive today, maybe some other time. But I'm thinking of like artists like him, and what he's been able to do the past. I mean, I think it's just been here like a year or so that he's been in like mainstream conversations, and it's been so interesting. I think I listened to his album, but before I dive into that, let me quickly say this. I think I like where the Nigerian audience, or the fans of Afrobeats, or the listening audience of Afrobeat is today. There is a desire for albums. There's a desire for artists to actually release projects. Like artists actually, the audience is actually receptive towards albums. There was a time where it was more about releasing singles and, you know, who's got the latest single, who can give us the hottest single. But today, the appetite has kind of changed, where people are also like, yeah, do you have a great album? Do you have a good album? Do you have a project that we can actually listen to? And the thing with albums is this: albums, as sometimes it can do you good, there are pros and cons to it. The pros is, if you're really good at this, it can shoot you up to the stars. And one of the cons is that it can actually expose you, because you might be great at putting out singles, But then every time your project comes out, it is kind of like, eh. And I was kind of skeptical the first time I actually heard Taves actually put out music. I think the first song I actually heard I heard from him was the Folake song. I think that was the first song I actually heard from him. It looks like he's been here for a minute, but the first song I actually did hear from him. Oh no, I think he released one, Ele Ayat. That was the first one actually. Yeah, Ele. I'm just trying to quickly go back. I think the biggest song he's had to date is actually the Folake one. But I think I heard that. I saw the promotion for Ele at the time, right? And I was like, a lot of people kind of had a lot to say about him. But I heard the album, and the album has been out for a minute. No, not. It's actually an EP titled "Are You Listening?" And one of the things that shocked me about this, let me take a step back and give a context to that. So he's actually, as I hear, being mentored by Buju. Right, he's actually been mentored by Buju. I think he actually put him out there, gave him the startup or whatever, actually got him out there. And I was so surprised when I was listening to this project titled "Are You Listening?" And for me, it just sounded like I was listening to, I don't want to sound too harsh here because he's a new artist. But then the truth is, he sounded like Buju to me. And I just went through this project and it was like, I'm not coming back to this. Nothing here for me until you're able to find your own identity. Until then, I'm not even interested in what you have to give me, right? The pockets it was speaking in the song, it's like I could hear Buju singing, although it was his voice, it's like I could hear Buju behind it. Virtually every song. And for me, it just felt like if I wanted to listen to Buju, I would go to a Buju album and actually press play. But while listening to that project, it just sounded so like, maybe, what's the word? Uninspiring, I would say. For a new artist who is out there, at least I should listen to you and be like, okay, there's something that makes you that I can point out in this. But for me, it was all about, it was more about what I couldn't hear than actually what I was hearing, if that makes sense. It was all about, I couldn't hear like his own personal identity. Like, even if an artist is not good, right? Let's say put out a trash project, but you can say, oh, this is so and so artist, right? But I did not hear that. And that takes me back to this feature, because when I heard this feature with Ladipoe, I was like, yeah, this kind of solidifies my thought when I was listening to that album. It's like, what am I listening to? Basically, when I heard this, it just kind of reminded me of that project. When I heard he took the chorus on this song titled Compose, and it just hit me that way. This reminds me of the album this guy released, right? Oh my gosh, I'm listening to this Compose right now, and this could have been Buju taking this chorus. And for a new artist, this is not where you want to find yourself. And I don't think I've heard anyone, of course, nobody has said anything about it. But every time I hear him, even in this chorus, it's just like, it's like Buju wrote this verse. And it's not just about who wrote the verse or whatever. It's like the same pocket. Buju, I think he's been able to make himself he's so him. He's so bougie in the sense that Buju has certain pockets of certain songs. Like, he has a style of fighting, basically, is what it is. And once you see that move, you know, oh, even if you don't see their face, you're like, oh, this is Buju's style. It's like you see the Kung Fu and like, oh, that's Kung Fu. You see it then, like, oh, that's this guy, they try to use Gidigbo or something. You get what I mean, right? And that's kind of like what I get with him. I heard this and I was like, how can an artist sound so much as another artist this much? And as a new artist who hasn't been in mainstream conversations for so long, how is it? I cannot be the only one hearing this or that sees this or recognizes this and think is a problem, right? I hear him and I'm like, I can as well just go press play on any Buju single out there. Now, I'm not saying he is not talented in any way, or like he definitely, I mean, he can sing, right? That's evident there. But I'm looking like, I'm looking at the future for him and I'm wondering, where does he go? I'm asking the question I'm asking myself, listening to this single and then going back to the project as well, to be like, wait, it cannot be that this is how he plans on moving forward, right? But then I see that from that album, the release of the album till now, even on this feature, he's speaking the same pockets. Where is he going with this? Because if there's a dominant artist with like Benson already in conversation, you're not going far living under the shadow of that or being in the shadow of that. Or when people hear you, that is what they hear. They're hearing another artist. You're not surviving in that realm. And I hope that, I mean, the conversations have been had, but I doubt, because, I mean, he's still able to release a project like this. Or release, be on a feature and pick the same pockets that 9 out of 10. These are the same pockets Buju is speaking in this verse. Like, it's it's so easy. He's killing it. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know how you listen to him and that is not what you're hearing as well. It's not just like, oh, you sound like a certain artist. You're picking the same pockets they sound that they pick when they sing, when they attack a song. That is problematic for a new artist. That is problematic for a new artist. I hope he, at some point, is thinking about his future, like strong, like he's thinking about it hard enough to find his identity. Because right now, I don't think he has one. He's definitely under the shadow, is definitely under the, like, in the shadow of Benson. And I don't think that's where you want to be for an artist that is trying to be in the conversation. He's been releasing music longer than King Madi has, or Morravey has, or Code AF has. These are new artists. He's been releasing music longer than these 3 female artists, and these people have identity. I listen to them and nobody is sounding like them. They're not in the shadow of anybody. They're standing solid. If you're going to break into that conversation, aside of, oh, I'm signed to an international label and your music will speak for itself, Taves is going to have to find some sort of identity for himself. He's going to have to. And I think that's, and it's my honest take on that. If you don't hear Buju in his verses and you have a whole project and that is all I can hear as well, it's problematic. I just don't want to keep talking about that. But I mean, those are my thoughts on him. I think he's got an incredible voice, but obviously he can do, he for sure can do a lot better. Well, yeah, that kind of rounds things off on the show for today. I think we've gone way beyond where I wanted to go, like what, almost 10 minutes out of time. But thank you very much for being here. As always, please do not hesitate to follow on social media. On Twitter is Tiae Sound. You can follow me personally. Also follow No Stand Pod on Twitter as well, or go on YouTube. Please subscribe, please like. On YouTube is the No Stand Zone podcast with Tiae on YouTube. Please, while you're there, we've got tons of videos out there. If you missed the show, we've got some in small bites, the full versions as well. If you're more of a YouTube person, yes, it's available there. Or you have friends who are more they prefer to listen on YouTube and all of that, please don't hesitate to share with them that we're also on YouTube as well. My DMs are open. Let me know what you think about any of the songs that have been released this week, or some of them that I've spoken about, or what do you think about this? What do you think about Taves as an artist and where I think he is right now? Where I think his career is, or the question I'm asking about his career moving forward. Share your thoughts with me. Let me know what you think about that as well. As always, please don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Until next week, stay blessed.